Hey there. I don't know what this day asked of you or what's been sitting on your heart lately, but if tonight is one of those nights where you feel too tired to even cry, I think I understand a little. There's a certain kind of exhaustion that goes beyond being physically tired. It's the kind that settles deep inside you, the kind where your thoughts feel heavy, your emotions feel distant, and even reacting to what hurts starts to feel like too much effort. And that can be confusing sometimes, because part of you knows there are things bothering you, things weighing on you, things you probably haven't fully processed yet. But instead of tears, instead of release, there's just this quiet numbness. You lie there, staring at the ceiling, or scrolling without really paying attention, or sitting in silence longer than usual, and your mind keeps drifting between thoughts without really landing anywhere. Maybe you think about everything you still haven't figured out. Maybe you replay conversations. Maybe you think about how long you've been carrying certain feelings without talking about them properly. But even then, you still feel too tired to fully unpack any of it. And I think nights like this can feel lonely in a very specific way, because when people talk about pain, they usually describe it loudly, crying, breaking down, feeling overwhelmed. But no one really talks enough about this version of it, the quiet version, the version where you're not falling apart dramatically, you're just emotionally worn down, where your mind feels full, but your reactions feel far away. And sometimes that happens when you've been holding too much for too long. Not all at once, just little things accumulating quietly. Stress you brushed aside, disappointments you minimized, emotions you postponed because life kept moving, until eventually your system just slows down. Not because you're weak, not because you're giving up, but because human beings are not meant to carry everything endlessly without rest. And I really hope tonight you can stop fighting yourself for feeling this way. You do not need to force yourself to cry just because you think that would prove your feelings are real. You do not need to have a breakthrough tonight. You do not need to untangle every thought before you sleep. Sometimes exhaustion is simply exhaustion. And sometimes the kindest thing you can do for yourself is stop demanding clarity from a tired mind. Let tonight be quiet if it needs to be quiet. Let yourself exist without trying to immediately fix what you're feeling. You don't have to turn this into a lesson. You don't have to figure out the meaning behind every emotion. Right now, it's enough to simply acknowledge that you're tired, that things have been heavy, that you've been carrying more internally than most people realize. And even if you haven't said it out loud, your body knows it. Your mind knows it. That's why you feel this worn down. So maybe tonight is not about solving anything. Maybe tonight is just about softening a little, loosening the pressure you've been putting on yourself, letting your thoughts pass through without chasing every single one, and reminding yourself that not every difficult night needs to end with clarity. Some nights are simply meant to be survived gently. And despite how quiet this moment feels, despite how emotionally drained you might be right now, you are still here, still breathing, still making it through another night. And honestly, that is already more than enough for today.